Hey, beer nerds, it's Ryan with Beer by the Numbers, and we're coming at you live here tonight. I got Brenda with me too, so we're really excited. You know, it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you, but we're also, oh, come on. It's a great Star Wars, it's great Star Wars. Great time to be a Star Wars fan. Anyway, we're coming at you tonight. We're doing a little bit of Cinco de Mayo pre-gaming. And we're just about ready to crack some beers, so let's get into it. Brenda, why don't you go first while I pull up our chat?
In the Cinco de Mayo spirit, I have a tequila barrel lime goza from Boulevard out of Kansas City. Completely an impulse purchase. Walked into Total Wine, said, that's all of the things I have ever loved.
Oh, yeah.
And the cashier also got really excited. She goes, have you had that one yet? No. I'm standing at the checkout with it, and it was in your new releases section, but I will be by tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
Because she tried it on sample when they first got it in and loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I am inclined to agree with her.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So it's sour aged in tequila barrels, right?
Yeah. It's a goza in tequila barrel. It has a lot of, obviously, the limey, coriander, salt flavor.
Sure.
Not really, really sour, just that perfect tartness to round off what you want out of a goza. And definitely a little bit of that tequila, earthy sweetness. Mm. It goes really well with those coriander and salt notes. It's really good.
Yeah. It's got a nice head on it, so it looks really tasty.
I didn't pour like a chump this time. So.
Too right. And I am drinking a Munich Dark from Capital Brewing out of Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah, how seasonal of me clearing out some extra items from the old beer stash from the winter.
I mean, it is delicious. I can't really make fun of you. Yeah, I love those.
It is a really solid beer, so I'm excited to just down it here.
In fact, didn't I have one of those the last time we were on camera?
You know, you might have. That's true. That's true. You might have had one.
I think I did.
But yeah, it's really cool. They have a nice description on it here. But basically, it's a good Dunkel lager, one of their great brow beers. So they really like all those different German styles at Capital Brewing, and I really like that they like it.
I was gonna say they do them well.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, I have a ton of Mexican beer history and facts to kind of go over tonight in honor of Cinco de Mayo.
You mean we weren't just here to look at my pretty face and drink beer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you know, I do that every other night, so we're all good. No, but I did quite a bit of research, and it's really cool because, you know, the whole Cinco de Mayo thing is all about commemorating that one battle they had with the French, where they had that really unlikely victory, the forces of Mexico did. And that was actually pretty shortly after their independence from Spain. Of course, you know, some other European power just wants to come in and bully them right away.
You mean Cinco de Mayo isn't Mexican Independence Day?
No, Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day. Thank you.
Because we are in the U.S. Cinco de Mayo is basically just a reason for tequila and tacos.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And don't forget Corona.
And Corona.
That's right.
And Modelo.
Yeah, so.
But I'm glad we get some actual facts along with our,
well, of course, but you know,
appropriated celebration.
As a crazy beer nerd who loves just looking into everything related to beer, of course, a big, you know, holiday where many beverages are imbibed here in the U.S. So I had to look into the Mexican beer scene. And the history behind it was really great. So I wanted to get on a live stream and dive into the history of it.
Perfect.
So, you know, prior to the arrival of the Spanish in Mexico, they had a few different fermented drinks, but the most popular one was pulque, which is the fermented sap of the agave plant. And so, you know, that basically means it's the ancestor of tequila, which is one of Brenda's absolute favorite liquors. But
one of?
Okay, the favorite. It's her favorite liquor, yeah. So but prior to that, there wasn't any beer. They weren't exactly making like a corn liquor either. They weren't using maize for anything like that. It was almost exclusively agave, and then they had a few other fermented things. But you know, it wasn't until Cortez's soldiers showed up that they started brewing beer with barley. And you see, you already look kind of confused because it's like, you don't think of Spain and Spanish soldiers as big beer drinkers, but even by that point in history, there was a lot of beer drinking going on.
I was
Spain.
actually thinking more of the army running on its stomach and its stomach running on beer, so this actually made a little sense.
Oh, okay, good, yeah.
The bigger question was how they had enough barley in Mexico to grow beer.
Well, that's exactly right. That's why there were never any permanent breweries established in Mexico around that time.
Understood.
It was a few soldiers managing to get enough wheat shipped over from Europe to scrape together enough to brew with. But, the first real permanent breweries started as, European colonizers began to flood into the area of Mexico.
That tends to be the story.
Yeah. And, with a little bit more regular shipments and things like that, they could actually have enough supplies to do it. And the first guy who really was credited with doing this was all the way in 1543. So actually pretty early. But his name was Alfonso de Herrero, a Spaniard. And he started to brew European-style beers. At that time, it was still mostly ales. Herrero's brewery had, quite a bit of struggle. It was in the modern-day Mexico City, where we'd say now. But, obviously, grains like barley were extremely hard to come by. Hops don't grow in Mexico. And he also had to compete with native beverages, too. So, while he did very, very good when it came to producing beer, ultimately, kind of what killed him was the tax man. So, yeah.
I might be losing the plot a little here, but something about the idea of pre-refrigeration beer in the middle of Mexico makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hear you. But at the same time, they, you could sort of still cellar.
I guess.
And, absolutely.
I'm from a cold climate.
Yeah,
the idea of it not getting below freezing and you not being able to put your beer in the fridge. We just had to flash freeze my beer to get it cold enough to drink because I forgot it in the
Very true. That's bad inventory management.
It was terrible inventory management. It was all your fault.
You're right. But ultimately, the death nail for this brewery wasn't actually lack of supplies or lack of demand, but it actually came through taxes, because whenever, if you're a European colonizer and you have a big industry already producing stuff in your home country, you're not going to let your colonies produce that same stuff. Right. That just opens you to more competition. So every beer produced in Mexico was subjugated to some huge tariff by Spain, so that, no Mexican beer producer could thrive.
Did they throw the beer in the harbor? Because that would make me incredibly sad.
They did not do that. But yeah, so we're safe on that one. They didn't throw any beer in the harbor.
Tea's one thing. Yeah. Beer. I was like, this story sounds familiar, and if it ends with beer in the harbor, I will be sad.
But the cool thing is he kind of proved that there was, in fact, a demand for beer in Mexico, and he got people to actually start growing some barley in Mexico.
Hey, there you go.
So, that's one less step, one less thing you're reliant on Europe on for your market. So, that was really cool. So I think, being one of the first brewers in the country has to be something that's really, really sweet. And then eventually things, more demand picked up, they had these barley fields growing, they had a few beers established within Mexico City. But after the colonial war and all of those big tax restrictions got lifted, that's when the beer scene started to develop really quickly, especially as German immigrants began to arrive in the late 19th century. The story of almost every large beer industry has to do with Germans moving there. Yeah, that's right. But, the Germans brought...
We say as two very proud Germans.
Yeah, Hermann Teufel, yeah.
Mm. The Besches and the Bezeniuses.
Yeah, that's right.
A little further removed.
That's right. But, they brought a lot of varieties of styles of beers, mostly lagers, and actually a lot of Vienna lagers. and darker lagers too. And those influences can kind of be seen today with brands like Negro Modelo and Dos Equis Ambar. So
this makes sense.
Yeah, so that's where all these kind of beers came from anyway. Then in the early 20th century, everything was starting to industrialize around the world. And this is really, the early 20th century is really where brewery industrialization started up too. Okay. So, now you go from few small regional breweries, and now you're starting to get these giant brewing factories coming into Mexico. And of course, as you increase production, and it's a popular beverage, but it's not like over the top popular. So, whenever you see a lot of industrialization, a lot of volume output change, you're going to see consolidation too. So by 1918, Mexico only had 36 brewing companies.
Whew.
Yeah, which is really, really small. But
I think we can walk to 36 brewing companies.
Yeah, I know we could probably walk to 36 breweries from here. But then they were sent a gift from the North when America instituted Prohibition.
See, Canada and Mexico both must just love us for that.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So suddenly there were all these Americans crossing the border to drink. And then suddenly you got all of these local breweries popping up all along the border, brewing beer for Americans to drink. Which actually,
poor, sad, thirsty Americans.
I know. But that actually made their marketplace really vibrant and competitive. And then, unfortunately, though, after the U.S. lifts Prohibition, that meant a lot of consolidation happened again. Yes, but this time it wasn't so much due to industrial players, but now you had large international and industrial brewing corporations coming in, buying up all the Mexican brewing complexes and basically forcing most small brewers out of business in the north of Mexico. So yeah, that's kind of the second phase. And, it kind of mirrors a lot of how the American beer scene was at the time too, where you had a lot of these large lager producing beer companies.
And we developed our love for white bread macro beers.
That's right.
And Wonder Bread killed everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't get me started on the Wonder Bread aesthetic of America.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt my beer story to check the chat real quick. I see Tim's on. Tim's Brews. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. What did I say in German? I said Mandevil, Manteuffel. Yeah.
It was like he just said his own last name.
Mm-hmm. And then, from Burning Beard, Oregon will kill you and make beer out of your blood. Well, there we go. Hi, Burning Beard. How you doing tonight?
This may have been why I haven't made it to Oregon yet.
Right. We'll get there.
Well, that and the beers per block ratio of Portland almost worries me.
It worries you? You're gonna drink too much?
I was going to say, it almost worries me because I have very limited self-control and need to walk to my beer.
That's right.
And if walking to my beer is less than 4 steps, I have a problem.
Right. Yeah, so let's see. They consolidated a lot of their beer industries again.
Portland?
No, not Portland. Mexico.
Oh.
Mexico.
Back to Mexico.
Yeah. And it stayed that way for a while. You had the big international conglomerates in there. And the cool thing, though, is that demand for Mexican beers kept on growing, both inside Mexico and outside Mexico. Of course, you have a lot of inflows of Latinos into the United States in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. So, that obviously spread a lot of demand kind of far and wide. But, U.S. drinkers were also getting really into Mexican beers, too, because, frankly, they're really, really refreshing. Mm-hmm. They taste really good on a hot day.
I was going to say, bring about this uncellerability and heat index.
You know what? Maybe global warming has something to do with that, too. If it gets hot, yeah, okay.
Please don't say the words global warming.
Yeah.
Because my immediate response is to yell, global climate change, and then I get political.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but all that beer growth today kind of comes at the expense of major U.S. brands. So a lot, I know particularly Miller Coors, before they got bought by AB InBev, oftentimes put in their quarterly and annual reports that they were struggling against Mexican beer brands.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's actually really cool because Mexican beer producers have pretty much reported double-digit export growth last year compared to U.S. beer producers, which were hovering, at a little under 5%.
Is it all a really excellent Mexican beer marketing?
Well, yeah, that's probably part of it, for sure.
Is it because they have catchier marketing?
They do have really catchy marketing.
Because I'm sorry, I don't even like Corona all that much, but watching Corona ads make me want to drink Corona.
That's right. Find your beach. Yeah.
I could find many beaches and many Coronas.
And many beers. That's right.
Many, many beers.
So, speaking of Corona, that's the best-selling Mexican beer here in the U.S.
That would make sense.
It's produced by the Grupo Modelo and distributed by Anheuser-Busch here in the U.S. There's another group acronymed as FEMSA, and they have a really long, complicated Mexican name that I can't remember. But they entered the U.S. market a little bit later, but they paired with the Dutch Heineken USA to promote and distribute their brands, Dos Equis and Tecate. Yep. So those are two other popular ones. And you know what? Now you're even seeing, not just Mexican beer getting imported, but you're seeing a lot of Mexican beer starting to come in on tap.
Right.
So you can find Modelo Especial on tap a lot of places, and even Negro Modelo now too.
My personal favorite, the Negro Modelo.
Yeah, I really like Negro Modelo too. So, and it used to be just kind of cities in the Southwest, but now here we are. Here we are in lonely old Minnesota, about as far away from Mexico as you can get.
Negro Modelo on tap, coming to your neighborhood luchador bar.
That's right. That's right. As far as micro and craft breweries in Mexico, they're still kind of rare, but they're definitely making a comeback. The first of what you might recognize as a modern craft brewery in Mexico was established there in the 1990s, and it was called Pepe and Joe's.
Okay.
Yep. Today, Mexico City has a couple dozen small breweries, and there are a few regional brands around Mexico as well. They mostly produce ales, just like U.S. craft brewers are mostly producing ales. But that does kind of make it hard in a market that is extremely dominated by a thirst for lager, because it's so hot and you just want something that's so crisp and refreshing, and a more flavorful ale is just sometimes not going to cut it.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I don't want that many flavors clogging up palate when I'm too busy sweating. Okay,
so I know you can see my notes on the screen here. Hey, Drunken One, how are you doing tonight? Just check the chat again. And hey, Kev from the UK, how's it going? You're up late. Good. I hope you're having some beer.
Late? Early?
Early, late. Who knows? Yeah.
At this point, does it matter?
No. Hey, Drunken One, if you want to get in on this, let me know. I can send you a link. We always love having you on. Tim, too, if you're around, you can hop in too.
It will be allowed.
Okay, so I didn't want you to see my notes because I'm going to give you a quiz.
Oh, okay.
Now. Okay.
I'm not ready.
Mexico is the number 4 producer of beer in the world by volume.
Okay.
Can you name the top 3?
Do I have to name them in order?
No, I'll let you name them in any order.
And it's producer, not consumer.
Yep, producer by volume.
And by volume, not by...
Chat, you can guess too. Can you guess the top 3 beer producers by volume?
And not per capita.
Not per capita. Okay. We're talking total volume of beer made.
I'm going to throw China out there because China usually wins in games of production. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a stab and say Ireland.
Okay, I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Oh,
you got one more. That doesn't feel good.
I'll say the U.S. Stab in the dark.
Okay. Are those your 3?
Those are my 3.
Okay, so you definitely got the number 1.
Wait.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, you're right.
What do we got? We got to give the chat time.
Okay, so
Tyler says U.S., Canada, Ireland, and Mexico being the 4th.
Yep. Burning Beard.
Burning
check.
Beard, I got all excited about the check too, but I think it should be per capita, not by total volume.
Right. Yeah. Czech is definitely the top drinker.
Right.
That's for sure.
I was going to say, I know the top drinkers.
Yep, that's right. No, we're talking top producers and not per
But I
capita.
really only cared about the drinking.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think everybody's got their guesses in. So what are our correct answers?
So your number one beer producer by volume, so total amount of beer, is China, of course. You know, they got 1 billion people, and actually beer is becoming very popular in China.
Right.
They have, I think, some people argue whether their giant beer festival in Beijing every summer is the largest beer festival in the world, or if it still belongs to Oktoberfest in Munich. But yeah, so China, I know it's a little cheap because they have 1 billion people, but they got a lot of thirsty people over there, okay? Number 2 is the United States.
Woo!
Yep, so number 2 is the U.S. Again, we're at a solid third of 1 billion people, but we drink a lot. So.
And here's where things went terribly wrong.
Number 3, this is a sleeper that everyone ever guesses, you guys. Number 3 is Brazil.
I should have guessed it. I knew this.
Brazil, another really warm climate where they had a lot of people. They have a lot of people down there, and they pretty much distribute to the rest of the entire South American continent down there. So almost all beer production in South America is exclusively done in Brazil.
And you came back from Brazil and could not shut up about how much beer they made.
I know. Yeah.
And I really should have remembered that. I came so close.
Yeah.
Tyler, I agree.
So Brazil is number 3. Mexico is number 4. And they recently just passed number 5. You want to take a stab at that one? No. Germany's number 5. So
I can't believe I put Ireland in front of Germany. in my head.
I mean, Ireland's got Guinness, but they're pretty small.
I know. It is such a small place to have that amount. I mean,
their average blood alcohol level is probably pretty high, but they still just don't have that many people. So if we're going by total volume,
I was going to say
China, U.S., Brazil, Mexico, Germany. You
just forgot Germany.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know how you managed to just forget Germany.
Right, yep.
You're drinking a German beer, and we just talked about how German we are. Not to mention the Germans in Mexico.
Right, yep. So yeah, that's
struggles.
I know the struggles. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Mexico, you would not normally peg them as number 4, if you think about it, but in terms of production, and they export a lot of it. That's the deal. So yeah, that's pretty much a great primer on the Mexican beer scene. They have a few cool craft breweries, but again, mostly those great lagers, and producing some really, really solid beers. So yeah. So there's your Cinco de Mayo beer special right there.
Here are your fun facts, and also beer.
What about the UK? I'm not sure where the UK ranks in there. They're definitely top 10, but can't remember. I don't think they do a whole ton of exporting beyond Europe.
That would make sense.
They do some, of course. Obviously, we get a fair bit of Scottish beers around here, but I'm not.
That might be because everybody imports our Scottish beers because our neighbor Scott was really good at getting Scottish beers.
Yeah, he was really good.
One of the guys that opened a brewery just down the road, we got talking one day, happened to be in the import-export market for multiple chain liquor distributors in the area. So his job was running around the UK and the continent sourcing different beers to bring into the Minnesota market.
Yep.
And I mean, the greater US as a whole, but his main outpost was Minnesota. So we ran back and forth of, have you had this? Have you had this? Have you had this? It was great.
Yep. Hey, if any beer turbers want to hop on this stream with us, just let me know. I'll send you in the chat and I'll send you a link. But Yeah, so now I guess we can just. I'm out of random beer facts for the day. I only have so many most of the time.
How did you run out of random beer facts? I scarcely believe it.
Well, I haven't run out of random beer facts. I ran out of Mexican beer facts. How about that?
You ran out of targeted beer facts.
Yeah,
I see.
Right. Yep. That's how it goes someday. Hey, Rod, how's it going?
Long time no see.
We were watching your stream last night. It was a lot of fun.
He knows I was talking to him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You forget I was running the chat while we were watching his stream last night.
That's right. Yeah. Rod does a lot of great stuff, has great reviews, and great beer chats every now and again. So we're always excited when he's online.
I always learn a lot about pop culture somehow.
Pop culture. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Things happen.
Mm-hmm. Burning beer, drinking Wicked Fish from Block 15. Where's Block 15 out of? I mean, I haven't heard of that brewery.
I'm going to put a solid guess at Oregon, but
oh yeah, you're right. That would be probably a good guess.
Shot in the dark.
Yep. Yeah, it's so hard to keep up with all the breweries now. It's just
we can't keep up with the breweries in our neighborhood.
No. Yeah, you're right.
We still have a list we haven't made it through.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot to do. That's for sure. That's for sure.
It seems like every time I go, okay, Corvallis, Oregon. Now we know.
Cool.
It seems like every time we get through the list of like, oh, well, I think I'm about to top out the ones in our area, something else pops up down the road.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I found this great website that had probably the most definitive United States map of breweries I've ever seen.
Yeah.
All geolocated on, I think, a Google Maps engine. It was pretty amazing. I have to see if I could pull that up again.
That sounds wonderful.
That was really great. And they did a great thing where you can like cluster an area and it'll show you how many are local near there. So like, and then that really starts to like, you really start to see geographically where all these
the beer is clustered,
where the beer is
from whence the beer flows.
Right. Yep.
Speaking of beer maps, I did get really excited about the ultimate beer road trip, and I actually sent it to Ryan. They did one of those algorithmically mapped, the most efficient beer road trip to hit the most major breweries in every state.
Right.
And Ryan has been going on about road tripping lately, and I hate road tripping, but I will do a lot of things to experience a lot of different beers.
Right.
And they do quite a tour. I don't think you hit all 50 states.
No, I don't think so. No, you're right.
That's really difficult, but you do hit a lot of breweries. And we had actually discussed, just because we were recently in Denver, and while Denver has more breweries than you can shake a stick at, I think we did manage to hit the vast majority of those that we had wanted to get to and were on our most desirable drinking list.
Right. Yep.
So I had actually figured skipping the Denver bit and actually going across the north of the United States, because for as shockingly north as we are, I just don't go west from here.
Wow, we gotta get out to Oregon though,
Right.
Yeah, we're thinking about going to the National Homebrewers Conference out in Portland this year, but that didn't quite work out. But we'll have to get there. 200 breweries in Portland. I'm not sure that's accurate, but if it is, I think you would have to walk down a street and not be able to trip into a brewery.
Can you literally throw a stone and not hit a brewery?
Right. Yeah, that sounds
good
crazy.
luck getting to all of them. I think my liver hurts thinking about that. You can't. I can't even try that many beers.
That's right.
I can.
So before we started the stream, Brenda and I were talking about stupid things people do to get attention on social media.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and we were talking about really crazy examples of people we saw in our lives, and we don't have to go into too much detail on those, I guess. But maybe we need to put the hapless ginger 1 liter chug challenge into kind of like halfway into that category, you know. I think that just wrapped up. I didn't do one this year. I know, much shame has been brought upon.
I'm shockingly not disappointed that you didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
Mostly because you didn't tell me you were doing it last year.
That's
somewhere
right.
between, we were living in different places at the time, so somewhere between in the 15 minutes it took me to get in my car and drive to his house and him opening the door, he did the chug challenge.
Yep.
Did not tell me he was doing the chug challenge.
Yep.
And went from sober opening the door to drunk by the time I had my shoes off.
Oh, drunk is a strong word.
It was also what you were, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night. Drunken One says, "Here we go.
One.
Here we go." Drunken One's got to get on stream with us, though. He can come do it with me.
Oh, there you go.
That's right. We can do it together. We can do it together. The gauntlet is thrown.
We'll see which one of you dribbles. I keyed.
What you got to do, though, the key to chugging a liter of beer is to do not what I did and picked a fizzy beer.
I was going to say, first off, don't do the one you did.
Yeah, that's right.
Step one.
Yep, that's right.
Step two, probably not ice cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other thing. Let it warm up. Let it flatten out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and then just down it. Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is anything you could do to the beer that would make me able to chug a liter of it. I don't think it's the beer's problem at this point.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I just don't think I have enough capacity for a liter of beer.
Drunken One says he failed at around 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's all good.
But it was a valiant attempt.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We enjoyed watching this year. It was fun.
I did. I watched a lot of them. I will admit it amuses me, mostly because I cannot do. I know full well that this is the limit of my abilities.
Yeah, you can't do any beer chugging?
No.
I'm fairly good.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can put away some beer. I don't do it a liter at a time. Right. That is a quantity at which I should never be able to handle.
Yeah.
It's just not meant to be. You know, we can't both pick up our glasses at the same time. It doesn't work.
You're right. We can't do that.
We have to stage this better, right?
It doesn't help. How professional this channel is.
We need one of those chess timers that you can just tag in and out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, it's your turn.
Yep, your turn to turn.
Oh, no, it's your turn. Though it does look really hilarious on camera when you just see both the bottoms.
Yeah, see, there we go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were stylistically entertaining.
That's right. That's right. So let's see. Anybody watching the Kentucky Derby tomorrow? Anybody like horses? I have no idea about horses.
I was gonna say, I think we're hosting, and I still won't be watching.
Yeah, we'll have people over. It's an excuse to drink a mint julep. So which is a cocktail that is basically all booze.
Yeah, after last year's, I think I'm still sticking with making margaritas.
Yeah. Well, now you got them on the same day, so you don't need to feel bad.
I don't have to choose.
That's right. You don't need to feel bad. You get to drink whatever you want. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. Maybe some Kentucky. Rod says he's in Kentucky and will not be doing that.
But Rod, will you be wearing a large hat?
Oh, that's right. You should do a beer review in a very large hat.
I am sure you are capable of finding a large hat.
That would be great. Now we're getting propositioned to go to Oregon. Here we go.
Burning Beard, you don't need to proposition me to come to Oregon. Trust me, I want to be there.
I bet they have good hiking too. We love hiking.
Oh.
We love to hike while we do the beer too. Kev says he's watching the Derby. That's good. Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll always watch. Yeah, Rod, let's go. Large hat. I see you in the chat.
Gigantic hat.
Yep.
If we can have like an ascot race level of, I don't think you've ever watched My Fair Lady, so this is not making any sense to you. I need a large hat. If there are feathers, even better. We'll pay for photos of this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that'd be pretty great. Maybe we should do a large hat beer review.
I don't even know where you find a large hat in this state.
I don't know. We can figure something out.
Like, the closest I can get is a rather floppy gardening hat from Target.
Ah, there you go. That's pretty good.
Because everything is from Target.
Yep. That's right. That's right. Because that's the Minnesota way.
I was going to say, much like Portland and the inability to chuck a rock without hitting a brewery, we can't throw one without hitting a Target. Mm-hmm. It's awesome, that's and it hurts my wallet. This man has been running laps down our street for the last hour.
Oh yeah, you giving people the live creeper out our window update.
Glows in the moonlight.
Well, it is still fairly early after winter.
I mean, yes, but at least I got sunburned already. I already have tan lines.
Yeah, Drunken One, go get your taco hat and come on the stream. Let's do a review.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's drink some
beer. Let's do a review of Drunken One's taco hat.
Ugh. There we go. That away.
I have combined all of the things. They will now be wonderful. Stop clicking that magnet to my chair because I just painted that.
My bad.
You can do a lot of things, but if you ruin the finish on that chair online, Miss Number's gonna get angry.
Let's see. Bernie Beard. Oh, Bigfoot's in Oregon too. There we go. We can go find him.
I was like, the hairy one, or have I missed a beer?
No.
I was like,
probably the hairy one.
I've drunk a lot of Yetis in my life, but that's in Colorado.
Probably the hairy one, yeah.
I was very confused.
Right.
Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
They had the cacao one.
Yeah.
In bottles at Total Wine the other day, and I almost got it, and then I remembered it was going to be 80-something degrees.
Yeah, that's right.
And that maybe an imperial porter with cacao and delicious was not really what I wanted.
Right.
So instead, Goza.
Yeah, there you go. Very good, yeah.
Which is, honestly though, I think the main merit of this beer is that it just keeps getting better the warmer it gets.
Yeah.
And I am an ice-cold beer person.
Yep.
I even stuff like porters and stouts. Okay, you're supposed to let them warm a little bit, and they have to get a more nose on them. Right. No, I drink the Guinness off the extra cold tap, and I bemoan the fact that we don't have an extra cold tap.
I know, we don't get one.
But this one, I'm like, we could let it warm up a little.
Yeah,
this is fine. I will drink this room temperature. Burning Beard drank with Bigfoot once. And
really?
He can pound down a stout.
I bet. That dude's probably chipped. Now, is he actually blurry? I believe in the blurry Bigfoot theory. I'm in on this. All right, Drunken One's gonna pop in. All right, let me figure out how to send this link to you. I'll probably send.
I didn't know you could put people in timeout.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so, man.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, I don't want to put Drunken One in timeout, but I'm kind of in love with the fact that you can.
Well, he's going to come on the stream, so, we'll just remember that for when he's on the stream, in case we need to. How about that?
In case something happens.
That's right. Okay, give me a minute here while I figure out this link situation.
I cannot help you with the link situation.
Yeah, that's not the right button.
I can help you with the drink situation.
Yeah.
Is this dry?
Oh, I know it's dry. I'll have to go in a minute and grab that too. Okay.
You know what that means? It means he'll leave me in charge.
I know. It's very scary to do that.
Problem. Awful things happen. I wind up talking about plants. We're even on the porch. It's not even a stretch this time.
I know, it's very nice. Yeah. See, yeah, he is blurry. I told you. See, that's my Bigfoot theory, is that Bigfoot is actually like some sort of advanced ape with
blurriness.
With ridiculous, like, how like chameleons can change their colors? Well, Bigfoot, he like refracts light in a very blurry manner so that you can never see him clearly.
There are so many.
Like, that's how he evolved.
There are so many young adult science fiction references going through my head right now.
Oh, yeah?
All of the creatures that Bigfoot could actually be. And I'm just going to, hold them all inside. He's a fae with shielding capabilities.
Yeah, he might be.
Artemis Fowl.
Oh, what? What?
Books you've never read.
Yeah, books I never read.
Because you were a normal, sane child. I lived on a farm.
Right. Maybe you're
all of my friends were books. Or my cousins.
Hey, you know.
I don't even have that many cousins.
All right, Drunken One, I sent you the link via the old YouTube Messenger system. So hopefully it didn't just throw it right into spam. Otherwise,
I mean, we are rather spammy, so
that's.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's how it can go.
Things happen.
But maybe Drunken One's off getting his taco hat.
He better be getting his taco hat. I demand the taco hat.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
I have no taco hat. We have no interesting apparel.
We got like some weird German costumes and like some.
Oh, you do have your Oktoberfest hat.
Yeah, I got an Oktoberfest hat and.
Yeah, at best I can be a Bavarian beer wench. Literally the name of the costume. I cannot make this up. I think I bought it purely because of this. The costume called me a wench and I couldn't resist.
Oh yeah.
It's not my fault.
Well, beer wench, gotta just embrace the inner wench, right?
I'm just gonna let that one slide. We're just gonna pretend those words never exited your mouth, and it'll all be fine.
Burning Beard holding a nice Bigfoot print. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. If you do want to send us some beers, I guess I could forward the address in a message later on today. So
I don't know that I have ever said no to beers.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, never say no to beers.
Ooh, no, I have. Someone offered me free entry to a kegger with Natty Ice.
Oh.
Or I did indeed turn down beer.
Too good for the Natty Ice.
Too self-respecting of the next morning's hangover?
I guess. That's fair.
Sometimes I want to live.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to keep living.
Yeah.
And my liver got old a lot faster than I did. I have questions.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, not too many keggers lately. Need to go to some more.
No, I'm good.
No, you're good?
Though, to be fair, the quarter keg of Farm Girl for your birthday that one year was wonderful.
Yeah, we got a quarter keg of a local Saison for my birthday, and that was awesome. That was really cool.
I think it was the most beer consumed with the least number of total hangovers.
Right.
The consumption to hangover ratio was very favorable for all involved.
Right. Yeah, that was the really cool thing about it.
Because we didn't quite have enough people that we should have been able to polish off the quarter barrel.
I think we made it work.
We did. Yeah. We polished it off.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, not handily, but like we did get rid of a quarter barrel of beer, but all got up and went out for breakfast the next morning and everyone was fine.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
Which are odds I will take. I can work with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the weather is finally nice. It's finally time to get out and enjoy it.
Oh, Minnesota took so long, but when it got here, we skipped miserable. I don't find it miserable. I find it lovely, but everybody else finds it miserable. Drippy, rainy spring and just popped straight into summer.
Yeah.
Surprise, it's 85 and sunny every day.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had beer, or we haven't had beer. We haven't had rain. We've had sunshine in 85 or thunderstorms.
Or snow.
I mean, we started the month with snow, so.
Right.
Not this one. This one just started.
Burning Beard, best IPA.
None of
that's a harder question. Well, I don't know. That's a hard question for both of us, huh?
No, that's a really easy question for me. I despise them.
Yeah. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. There's some good ones you like.
There are some IPAs I will drink.
Yeah.
I don't think I have ever walked into a brewery and seen an IPA on the menu and gone, that.
Right.
That is the one I will have.
Right.
Bartender, please give me 4. Not that I do that with a lot of beers, but
right.
But that Berliner Weiss last night, I might have. Just gone straight to just give me 4.
So I guess few of my favorite IPAs would be number 1. There's one that's really local here, and I have to bring it up because I literally go to this brewery every time. Every time I go there, I have to order this beer. It's called the Local 755 from a brewery called Black Stack Brewing in St. Paul, Minnesota. And it's a Northeast style IPA. And it's probably one of the best beers I drink on a regular basis. It is absolutely on point. And I love it a lot. And it tastes so good.
They did it right.
Yeah, they really did do it right. Even from, we were there the debut weekend. It came out, and the head brewer gave us a sample, and he's like, here, give this a shot. And we both took a drink of it, and she's not an IPA person. She was totally into it. I was just like...
He lost his ever-loving mind.
I was like, Scott, the head brewer over there, you got to give this a shot. You got to go for it. Oh,
Hey, a man appeared.
I did. I made it here.
All right. Hi, Drunken One. How are you tonight?
Excellent. How are you, Ryan and Miss Brenda?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We did a bunch of Mexican beer facts, and now we're just hanging out.
Yeah. I've been around for a little bit. I was actually in a live chat with somebody else, Kev Mitchell. You might not know him.
Oh, yeah.
Again, yeah. You know Kev? All right. He was looking to get on also, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Let me get the link here.
If you can't do it, I might be able to. Well, he's popped in right. You should be able to find him off the comments.
Oh yeah, I got it.
You got this. Right? I was just trying to instruct him. This is where you'll find it when it gets sent, because I didn't know if he's ever gone through the motions there.
Yep, sure.
They're hard to find sometimes. Sometimes in Google Hangout. Sometimes it's in the Creator Studio thing.
Right.
Yeah. So 5 people up in the house.
I know. It's good to see.
Awesome, Mr.
How's the garden doing, Drunken One?
Slowly but surely. It's coming along. I got your address, and I'll send you the jerky. Now that I got you trying to talk to you personally, not World Wide Web, but hot or sweet, teriyaki or spicy.
You can say spicy.
Well, I like spicy.
You're allowed to say spicy.
She's a little more into the sweet side, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll
send some of both.
There we go.
I was gonna say, I know Ryan is screaming spicy inside.
Yeah.
Holding off for my own sensibilities.
Yeah. So I'll send some of both.
Oh, you're the best.
Okay, got you.
Also, I think we have you beat on gardens coming along slowly.
Right. In a bad way, I assume, huh?
Right.
Well, I have 9-inch tall beans that I have to move into and out of the house every night. They're getting left outside tonight because it's not supposed to get below 50. So.
Oh, what is it now? What was it?
I have green beans that a friend decided to start early because he's an idiot.
Right. Well, I mean, not right on the idiot part, but yeah, you gotta. So 50 isn't bad, I don't think.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah. They seem pretty resilient. The beans, peas are a lot like that too. They're pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just always direct sow peas and beans.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no point in transplanting them, but he got all excited, and I gave up after 45 minutes.
Yeah, I like planting those because the seeds are very big and so they're easy to handle. It's not like planting lettuce or something, you know. Those I put in a pepper shaker, you know, and sprinkle.
Or worse, we did thyme this year, so we have like 19 thyme sprouts, like one pinky hole of the seed container. I was like, great. So now I have to thin out all of you somehow.
Right? Abort. Yeah, I hate to see them go. Good thing seeds are cheap, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right. Rod, we did do a history, not of Cinco de Mayo, because I actually didn't look into any of that.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah, it's not Mexican Independence Day, but I did do a history of the Mexican beer industry, which was a lot of fun. I think we probably spent the first 15, 20 minutes of this stream covering that. So you should be able to watch it later. Or YouTube might even have the kind of DVR back play on where you can go back and watch that.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. That's when crepes become tacos.
Yeah.
That's right.
That ain't right, is it? And the weird thing is we celebrate it more than they do. They're like, yes,
yeah.
As we're putting on our ponchos, we got our taco hats. Watch this.
All right, let's see it. Oh, I'm so hyped for my taco hat.
You ain't got a hat until you got a taco hat.
That's a fantastic taco hat.
It looks like a real taco.
Yes, it does. That is beautiful.
Cheese and some some tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
I just love that your taco has shredded.
It's a taco hat, ground beef even. Yeah, baby.
It's so great.
I now have a new birthday request.
A taco hat?
A taco hat.
You just have to go to like a party store to find those kind of stuff like that,
Sure.
like costume sombreros or a poncho. I got a poncho also. Yeah, well, who wouldn't? Yeah,
you got one of those new things for me that we didn't have, and I never went. Holy!
You gotta have some peppers.
Wow!
Yes, I nerded it up, didn't I?
You're doing a big Cinco de Mayo celebration tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we're doing a big Cinco de Mayo celebration right now.
Oh yeah, baby! I'm ready.
Oh my goodness.
That is great.
There's a tree somewhere in New Orleans feeling a little naked.
I know, right?
Oh, awesome.
Oh no.
All right, I'm gonna go get another beer.
I was going to get both of ours.
Oh,
but,
well. No. Somebody's got to hold down the fort, so,
I know, that's why I was going to get anyway. Have fun.
No.
Look, we'd much rather see you than him. Oh, he can still hear me.
Oh, wait. It's because I'm adorable. And also talk about beer. It's lovely.
Well, the good thing is you're as intelligent as he is about these things. We were on Kevin and I were on that little hangout thing, and you started talking about stuff, and he's like, well, she's pretty smart. She knows a lot about beer. I said, they have a lot in common. I said, they're both beer nerds.
Yeah. Most of it is by proxy. It's kind of hard not to pick up on this stuff when every fourth conversation is, did you hear about the new beer thing? Actually, if you follow the Beer by the Numbers Instagram, that one is now all me. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't Instagram. YouTube keeps me busy enough,
It's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, I imagine. See, it won't let me get the link. I was going to try to send the link to Kevin, but it's not allowing me to do that.
Oh, no.
Maybe try to send it through his about page, like to where it comes in more like an email.
I will make Ryan send it when he gets back.
It won't let me capture the link. I used to be able to do that. I don't know. I mean, it's not me. I'm not stupid, but for some reason it's not letting me do that.
Yeah. Ryan, come do the.
Oh, I think I got it. All right. I got it. Copy. Well, see, I got like two monitors, and the one I have the other stuff on, for some reason it's not centered properly.
Oh no.
Yeah, so everything's like it's just outside of the box. Oh. Okay, anyway, let me see if I can't send it this way. So Kev. Now Kev's a UK guy, and he's got a different sense of humor. So, and he's 6 hours ahead, so it's 3:30 in the morning there.
I was gonna say I was trying to count in my head.
For anything. I can't be responsible for anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that you're refreshed,
all right,
sort out the technology.
sort out the technology.
Did he not get you a beer?
Oh, am I having technical issues here?
No, I'm trying to send. Kevin wasn't able to find it that way, and so I'm trying to send it to his about page.
Oh, okay.
I just did. So, Kevin, that's going to show up, and like it should kind of show up in your email thing. I think, like your normal.
That's usually how it works. I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way mine's set up anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Don't. All right, so I am drinking one of my homebrewed grapefruit IPAs.
Awesome.
Oh, this one's smoky. Whew.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, this beer came out really good.
It's dark, huh?
Yeah. Got a nice bitter complement. And we put a lot of grapefruit in here. We kind of made like a grapefruit and vodka slurry, and then put that in the secondary.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of how we got all the grapefruit in there.
What's the guesstimated ABV?
Not a lot of vodka.
Okay. Yeah, just
I think the estimated ABV is probably around 6.5, somewhere in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy or over the top.
It looks great.
Yeah. Came out really well. And then I just wrapped up doing a Hefeweizen for the spring. And that beer is probably the best beer I've ever brewed. That one came out really
well. Nice. That's a good feeling. I like those kind. Yeah, I did a red ale. Well, I just finished the red ale, and finished it, the keg. And it was about a month ago I brewed it. So it's actually, I've done really well about not getting into it. So I'll drink some of it and then get into some other beer and then drink a little bit more of it. So I've been kind of nursing it along, but I did finish it. I did finish it. It was probably one of the best ones I've made when it comes to red ales. Yeah, tomorrow's another brew day, if weather permitting. Back to my good old dry stout that I like to make. And
the classic Drunken One dry stout.
I love that stuff. Man, it's so easy and it's so good. I will be back. I'll try real hard. My computer does it shut down thing. It went from 9.
That's right.
Is now the time.
Right. Now's the time.
I still hadn't got it sorted out. I will be back. Generally, I don't have a problem, but I'll try to get back. So sorry. Grr. Hate this.
Grr.
I know. I gotta get back to my computer guy. I hadn't been on that side of town in a while. All right, I'll be back.
All right, no worries.
Did you know you left me one of my favorites in the fridge?
Yeah, I know. That is a good beer.
Did you think I wasn't going to find it?
No, I put it in there for you,
We, actually, it wasn't a we. It was totally a my. My Christmas present from my godmother this year was an awesome pair of slippers and a 6-pack of the White Elm Saison from the White Elm Brewing Company out of Lincoln. And we have kind of been fighting about them.
Yeah,
because
really
both
good.
of us really like them, but they're technically mine.
Yeah, and I am a bit of a Saison fiend.
A bit.
So,
It's mildly a Saison fiend.
Yeah, so I love drinking those. This one is really cool. It has a ton of almost lemony character in with the
super lemony.
In with your kind of traditional Belgian notes. So it's actually super refreshing. And it hides a surprising amount of alcohol inside it for a Saison too, which just I think makes it even better,
Actually, I just remembered there's a solid chance Chad is watching this. Chad, if you're watching this is wonderful.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and we went with the very aggressive pour to unleash.
It wasn't actually my fault.
No,
I think I might have shaken the beer drawer a little.
Fair enough.
I tried to do it as well as I could, and I think the beer drawer was disturbed.
You're right.
In the process. I was trying to see if I had some more juice bar cocktails.
Yeah, I know. Those were pretty tasty too.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they look like water, and they taste like cocktail,
right.
And they come in a can, and it's lovely.
Right. Yep. Kev, my apologies that the YouTube link isn't working out. Sometimes YouTube's gets the better of us, unfortunately. But that's how it goes. Yeah, but yeah, just love hanging out and drinking beer. All out of Mexico. And Brenda apparently loves pouring beer because she, you're
I am the slow pour.
You're Mr. Slow Pour from my beer review stereotypes video. You're being Ms. Slow Pour.
I am Ms. Slow Pour. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. It was really aggressive. Well, Drunken One started moving, so his computer must have
made it. Yeah,
Drunken One stole photos, took off.
Right? Sometimes it fights me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back.
That's me again.
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I knew better than that.
I don't like hearing my own voice in the first place, let alone through someone else's speakers.
Right? Awesome.
Rajay, have a good night. Cheers. Have fun with the gaming. I know I gotta check out his Twitch more often. That's for sure. Yeah, because that's always a lot of fun to watch over there.
I don't think I've ever watched Twitch.
You don't think you've ever watched Twitch?
Mm-mm.
No? Not big into watching other people play video games?
I feel like I get frustrated for other people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just angry twice.
No, see, what you're supposed to do, here's the deal. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to laugh at them as they fail, not get angry with them.
Yeah, I was watching Awkward Victoria play a game called Over the Top or something like that. It's like a guy's in this. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's like your character is in like this cauldron thing, and then you've got like a hatchet or an axe or whatever.
Getting over it. Yeah, it's called Getting Over It. Yeah.
Getting over it. Yeah. That's it. I was starting to get frustrated myself just seeing her fail. You know, I was like, you were close.
That game is fun because it is specifically designed to make you angry, not unintentionally. Like they made it purposefully rage-inducing.
I would be in a different room when Ryan was watching people play that game, and I would get angry from across the house. Like, I don't even have to hear it. You just hear them being frustrated.
Angry by proxy.
That basically sums up my life. I'm either angry or angry by proxy. One of these.
Angry by osmosis. Bourbon aged beers? Who doesn't like them?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Bourbon barrel. Well, I love bourbon, first of all. I think that's my favorite liquor is a good bourbon. So, and then, you throw a beer inside one of those barrels.
Right? It's a win-win, huh? It's got a long name to it.
Oh, there you go. The Undercover Shutdown Ale.
The Undercover Investigation Shutdown Ale. A 9.7.
Okay, now how do you pronounce that brewery name? Because we've heard there is controversy around this.
Lagunitas, I guess. Lagunitas? Lagunitas? How do y'all say it?
I say Lagunitas.
Yeah, I also say Lagunitas.
But Rod just left, and they had a whole discussion last night that was Lagunitas.
Yeah, like Lagunitas. And I'm like...
Lagunitas.
No, not quite that bad. Though,
no,
right?
It was lag... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Minnesotan, so my lag comes off really loud. But lag like your computer lags.
Right.
Lagunitas.
Right? Yeah, I mean, if you're spelling saying it as it's spelt, I guess. It's not really log because that's L-O-G, obviously, but Lagunitas? I don't know. I kind of say it maybe with a Spanish accent, but after looking at it, it's from, California
right.
and Chicago, Illinois. So there's still Spanish in California.
Yep, that's right.
I was going to say, at which point it could be said with any number of accents.
It's Lagunitas. Well, it's like G-U-N, though. Lagunitas. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I like that brand because bang for the buck, it's a great brand.
I agree. Absolutely.
The beers are satisfactory, and their price point is excellent. Yeah. I think they're a bit better than Samuel Adams. Sam Adams makes great beers, and they represent each of the styles well, but there's no, just, wow, that was the most amazing beer.
I totally feel you on that. There's nothing from Sam Adams that I'm like, oh, I really need to share this with somebody.
Yeah,
I really want to write home about it, you know?
Right. But all of them are pretty good. They're all pretty good. That's why, now I'm doing it. It's kind of crafty, sort of, maybe. Not really. It's the Rebel IPA.
Oh, yeah.
And OABM done took over my Sam Adams, didn't they? Rotten Dogs. This still makes for a good beer. It's all right. I was drinking it before they took them over, so I'll keep drinking them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's only when the beer runs out.
You have those beers where you're like, okay, this isn't something spectacular, but I will drink it.
Right.
If it is in the cooler, I will have that one.
Sure. Yeah, they're easy enough to find. Yeah. I mean, and just kind of, I don't live out in the country, but living out here, most of them are the Bud Light, you know, and those kind. And it's hard to find any kind of IPA or any kind of anything like that. We do have some breweries down here that they're putting into the stores though. Bayou City, I think, is one. They got a 1836. It's like a red ale. It's pretty good in cans. There's some good beers here. I don't know how they probably don't distribute all the way up yonder way, but right. But they're pretty good, and you can find them in the stores. So that's good enough. But yeah, otherwise, you're looking at Coors Light and Bud and all those rotten names. Those ones,
those ones over there in that section of the beer aisle.
Right.
If I go home, we have this running joke that I always come home with a cooler of beer because I know if I'm going to see my parents on the farm, my options are mountains or blue or water.
Which is a lot the same to begin with, but
I was like, they all kind of taste the same, and I mean, we grow corn and they all sort of taste like that anyway, so I could just drink the sweet corn water if that's really what I needed. But
that's pretty much what it is, right? That and a little bit of yeast. Away we go.
Yeah.
You gotta
Drunken One, did you enjoy my video on organic beers this week? I know that's something you're
I did. I surely did. Yeah, I haven't watched the last one. It was kind of lengthy, and so I just try to scoot through the other ones quickly. But I seen that your last one was a bit longer, and so I'll save that for a time I'll be outside and doing something else. As a matter of fact, I'll probably look at it tomorrow when I'm brewing.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Because I don't have to see everything, but I like to hear what's going on, and it's not something you have to interact with, visually to get the gist of. So I'll save that. I've got it still, and I'll listen to it tomorrow. Weather permitting, I'm brewing my beer. I know, right?
You'll probably get a kick out of BT. I have a feeling you and he are about the same level of chatty, and I like it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know you're really big into gardening and kind of knowing where the food comes from and really growing on your own. So yeah.
Stay away from those GMOs.
Oh no.
As a horse, no, we're not going to go there. That'll spark a whole different conversation.
Those are those things, and it's that whole, you're into gardening, you grew up on a farm, like, what do you think about this? I'm like, we don't need to go.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about that, right.
Either we have to have a lot of beers and a sit-down conversation, but you like ask things like that as a casual conversation, like, what are your stances on the state of the farming community, or have you ever thought about the way that we subsidize farming, or how do you feel about GMOs? And I'm like, honey, this is not an in and out question.
Exactly. Not like, hey, how you doing today?
The question the internet was built to tackle.
No.
A lot of people trying to have a lot of conversations on Twitter that Twitter was never designed for.
Okay, Twitter was not designed for conversations to begin with.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. or the whole flat Earth thing, you know. Really? Let's leave that alone.
No, Drunko one. Now you did it. Now I'm gonna get brigaded by flat Earth people on my channel.
Yeah, no, right.
You're just gonna leave me all mean comments.
Can we bring up the country of Finland while we're at it and just throw them all in the... So far we've had Blurry Bigfoot, Flat Earth, and I'll just throw Finland in.
Welcome to Conspiracy Tube.
Conspiracy, right? No, the world
and beer.
Conspiracy and beer. Actually, that's one. That's what I haven't done in a while is debunking a beer conspiracy. Because I did that way
early.
Way early
that crazy man.
Yeah. There was this really crazy guy who made a crazy beer conspiracy video. You'd probably have to go back, oh geez,
the beginning.
a year and a half, maybe longer in my video catalog to find that one. But yeah, there was some guy did a crazy beer conspiracy. He was talking about how when beer goes bad, it turns into cider.
Yes.
And yeah, like just crazy stuff like that. This guy was, yeah, it was totally off the wall.
The big corporations intentionally stocking their beer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, so that you'd have to buy it at the bar.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
They were leaving their bottles in the sun to skunk their beer, so you had to drink.
Oh,
or it was more expensive. Yeah, that's right.
Wow. That is far-fetched, isn't it?
The mafia came into I was waiting for his collection of tinfoil hats to come out at one point.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he has one for every... He probably has a taco tinfoil hat.
Right. The taco
at least a tinfoil sombrero.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Burning Beard says Flat Earth is real. Well, he would know because he's hung out with Bigfoot. So, you know.
Flat Earth is real. They have very good porters. They're just down the road.
Oh, yeah. Flat Earth Brewing Company. Yeah, you should go check them out.
Nice. Great segue. No, the world were flat, it would be empty because the cats would have pushed everything off of it.
Oh, that's a great one. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use that one. That was good.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, just wait till we get the cat. It won't be funny anymore.
Yeah, I know. We're going to get a cat soon.
Texas puts birth control on the ground.
Now there's a real beer conspiracy. You know what? Are you trying to make me debunk your comment? Oh, Golden Bolt. Hi, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you in here. Yeah. and yes, William Fletcher, she does one-up me often in a lot of things. We'll leave it at that.
I'm so proud.
Chatham in the house. Oh no.
That's right.
Wild card is that one right there.
Yeah, that's right. Do we need to send him a link?
Chatham, how deep are you? Do we need to send you a link?
Yeah. At your own risk, it's on you.
Burning Beard, are you serious? If I search that Texas puts birth control in their beer, am I going to find stuff to debunk?
Please don't do it right now.
I'm not going to do it right now.
Don't think he's not going to remember that tomorrow morning. And it's Google, tell me it's not so.
I might have to make a video on this. Is this going to have to happen?
We haven't done a beer conspiracy in so long.
The next video I'm going to do is almost sort of conspiracy-ish. Yeah, it's on how much stuff people steal from bars and breweries.
Oh no!
Oh
okay,
yes.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you're right. There's no limit to the things that your channel where you could go with your content for real. I mean, if it's beer related, you're covering it, and that's awesome. It's awesome.
All right.
I just have to ask, is this directly related to my coaster smuggling addiction?
No. See, coasters are fine. Like those are disposable.
Yeah.
Okay.
They give them away for free.
Are you going to out one of our friends' inability to, while drunk, resist pocketing pint glasses?
I will not out that friend, but
who would possibly take anything from a bar?
That one's not even easily smuggleable.
Depends on how big your girl's purse is.
When you aggregate the numbers together of stuff people take from bars, you might be surprised as to how big, or maybe you're not that surprised.
I feel like I drink with this person a lot. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, coasters are one thing. A lot of times you ask and they'll give you, because they got sleeves of them, they'll give you coasters or whatever. But like glassware, maybe not so much.
I feel like you're supposed to buy that one.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper shakers and who does that?
Straight up walking off.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things.
Sir, is that a bar stool in your pocket?
But believe it or not, Drunken One, I found an article, I think it was on Vice, where people were talking about how they would get a chair and like manage to put it in their jacket and slip out either some side door or like distract the bouncer so that they didn't see them, and like drag this chair out of this bar.
Were you reading articles about bars or just the people stealing the seats out of the Super Bowl this year?
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, really?
The guy walking on the airplane with the seat out of the stadium is kind of impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That's funny.
Drunken One, I think I missed what beer you're drinking tonight.
That one is the Rebel, and this one is the Undercover Lagunitas. Remember? Yeah, Lagunitas. And after that, I'm not sure. I got a whole keg of that Miller and my Michelob clone. It's just a matter of bringing it in from the other refrigerator and putting the taps on it for the kegerator. My Keyser has got 2 kegs in it, but both of them are empty.
So why did you choose to clone Michelob in particular? I'm just kind of curious.
It was my dad's 75th birthday. And I figured it's not so crafty. And the people, I actually expected more people to drink beer. A lot of them were drinking like whiskeys and wines and stuff. Yeah. But the ones who did drink from the keg enjoyed it. Matter of fact, a lot of people that brought beer left their beer to drink my keg.
Cool. There we go.
Cool. So I got some canned beers. I got some of those Blue Mountains out there still, I guess I could resort to.
Some silver bullets.
Hey man, meeting takes a lot of energy, and sometimes the mountains are just what you need.
Yeah. There's probably 6 or 8 of them out there. I'll probably just drink those tonight and deal with the keg thing tomorrow. But I can suffer through some macros. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, it's terrible. I'll deal with them for tonight. I can suffer through them. Somebody's got to drink them. Nobody else here drinks them. You know?
I drink macros fairly.
Yeah. It's not terrible. I'm not a beer snob.
Like I always say on the channel, every beer has its place. Like
it really does.
Yeah. There's not a reason not to drink it.
Yeah. Definitely first of the morning tailgate beers and 6th of the morning tailgate beers.
Nice.
That's true.
They always make fun of me though, because we'll go up to the beer stand in the stadium because we have college football with beer stands because our NFL team had to play in our college stadium for a while, and that wasn't going to happen without beer. So I'll go up to the beer stand and pay my $1 more to get a Strongbow or a Reds rather than or what do we have?
Northeast, man.
Okay. I drank too much Northeast in college, and now,
Well, fair enough. You can totally ruin a beer for yourself.
I can do it big friendly, but like the Northeast is.
I don't know if I've ruined a beer for myself. I don't even know if I've ruined a booze that I'll never touch again.
Definitely ruined booze for other people.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I've done that. No doubt I've done that.
All right. I have to ask your permission before I do this because it's just the right thing to do. Can I send William Fletcher an invite?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Are you sure you know who this guy is?
Yeah, tuck in your pinky, Brenda. Tuck in your pinky.
Yeah, right. I have to ask because I invited somebody to Rod's channel one time before I asked him, and he sent me a little something saying, that really wasn't appropriate. That's not the way we do it around here. But it was very tasteful the way he put it. And I said, yes, sir. And it won't happen again.
Jada Diva, how you doing tonight? I saw your beekeeping video the other day, which was really cool. I have to show Brenda your channel yet, because I don't think I've shown her your channel. But I love your reviews, and then the beekeeping video was really cool too. And then Birdie Beard said he stole a head brewer once. He's locked in my basement. Quotes working.
Can we steal Murph? Is Murph back from Amsterdam? Can we steal Murph?
That's right. I know a couple head brewers I'd like to steal.
I've got a couple on the list that we could have working.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Oh, you could have local 755 all the time.
That's right. You can have my favorite IPA all the time.
What did they have? The pina colada. I don't even remember what type of beer it was.
Okay, guys. So here's a brewery pro tip. Sometimes the brewers will fool around and make crazy experimental beers that they don't put on the menu, but they still have on tap.
I was gonna say, that are completely either unmarketable or just have no profit margin.
Yeah.
So the one that I absolutely love, they put so much coconut in it, you would have to sell it for $15 a glass.
Wow.
For it to be worth it.
Because it was this pina colada beer. And so it was just packed with coconut and just sweet.
It was a pina colada.
Yeah, and it tasted really, really good, but it was crazy, like coconutty and deep and really good. But occasionally you'll go to a brewery and they might give them out to samples as their friends and things like that. But sometimes if you ask, you got anything that's not on the menu, they actually do have things that aren't on the menu. It's not like that secret McDonald's menu that
doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, that people keep whining about or whatever.
Or the secret Starbucks drinks that show up. I'm like, that. No one in their right mind would ever make that.
Right. Yep. What, you don't want the unicorn frappuccino?
No, that's real.
Oh, that's real.
Unfortunately for all parties, that one's real.
Junior's here saying Papa Top.
Oh, hey.
That's right.
Hey, I made a video for you, Junior. It's not up yet. It's on the camera. It's not even edited yet. I got one for you.
That's right. Drunken One's got to get his advanced editing going.
Yeah, well, I've been so busy just, working and doing things. I just hadn't had time to. I did a couple of beer reviews. You know how good those are for me. But anyway, these were homebrew reviews. One from Junior and one from 8-Bit Chicken, Tim.
Oh, yeah, Tim.
And they've been long overdue. I don't know when he sent it to me. It must have been 6 months ago or more. But I finally made it around to doing it. Spoiler alert, I guess, but they'll be coming out in the next couple of days.
All right.
But yeah, Tim appeared back in the community.
I know, right? I was out for a minute. Yeah. I'm just recovering from Dad's party.
Every once in a while, it's a lot of work to make these.
You don't say.
For you especially, I imagine. Man, you're doing you got a bunch of research that you do for these things. Your edits are awesome.
I spend too much time doing it, I guess one might say, but I just love reading about beer. That's the main thing,
I enjoy you sharing your knowledge because you do a great job with it. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They're timeless. This is something you can watch 3 years from now, and it's still going to be relevant. So I'm not trying to blow rainbows up your ass or whatever, but I'm sure both of y'all worked really hard on these, or maybe just her. Now, who is it?
Yeah, you're right.
Who is it after all? That's all. That's all. You got to do another one where you write the script and she reads it though, because that was really cool. I enjoyed that.
You want it?
I was gonna give a little preview. So he actually got to laugh at me because of the two of us, I think I'm the most erudite, classically nerdy.
Well, you used the word erudite.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you're a little nerdy.
Right. She wins.
There are a lot of syllables. I'm sorry. But so Ryan is very beer nerdy, and he was always a chemistry person, so like that is kind of his forte.
Yeah.
I'm an interior designer. I studied architectural history. Like, end goal, I would probably be teaching history. So that's kind of my expertise. So he got to finally see the Cliff Notes page and the beginnings of the script and my references page for the upcoming Barchitecture series that I'll be doing on the channel.
Oh, yep. You mentioned that before. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
And so it's a long time in the process, and I think he finally figured out why it's not written yet, because the first 3 pages of the Google Doc are all of my reference links.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Because I can't come at anything like it isn't a research paper.
Yeah.
So I've got just links on links on links on links on links. He's like, "Are you ever going to write the script?" I said, "No, I'm not done researching yet."
Wow. It'll come around.
It's actually getting there. I'm halfway through the first one, so soon.
Right. Very soon.
Luckily, those will probably be podcast based, just because I talk too much and I cannot condense myself. So making Ryan do visuals for them would be a little much.
Yeah, that's a lot of editing to do.
Yeah, sure. You have to break it into small pieces. That way we can digest it a little easier, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of sorting through to be done.
Well, yeah. Well, you probably want to tell the whole story, but you got to edit a bunch out. Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Well, and it's that weird thing of like, I actually wrote. I don't even know how this happened. We had a really cool architectural history professor while I was in college. I want to be her someday when I grow up. But so we wound up doing a project where you could pick your topic, and one of the topic availability options was breweries or like beer history in Minnesota. And she was so ahead of her game on this one. So of course I was like, this was when we were just getting into craft beer. Of course, jumped on that one and actually wrote an entire thesis paper about how prohibition and beer laws and social aspects of the time shaped historical buildings in the area. I did this building study. So it's like getting into that level of detail on things is really hard to come up and do the 1,000-foot view of something.
Right.
That's all I needed to know I wanted to put a ring on it. So there you go.
So that's this coming spring? No, next spring. No, y'all said I forget.
Right. 1 year out.
All right. Well, that's good that you're waiting so long to find out whether you can put up with each other or not. You know. No, y'all are 2 peas in a pod. Y'all are excellent together. Y'all are just so much alike. It's amazing. Yeah.
Let's see. Burning Beard asked for me to do a segment on Oregon craft beer. I haven't done a state-by-state breakdown yet, but Oregon, I guess, is as good a place as any to start.
Right.
And I mean, again, I think a lot. So Ryan's videos are a little more locationally diverse, just because YouTube is very obviously non-location based. The Facebook and the Instagram tend to be a little more localized.
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially now that I'm running the Instagram.
There you go.
So we tend to do a little more deep dive into where we are and what's happening in local beer news. And obviously we travel a lot, so local tends to change.
You know what? I probably need to go to Oregon and get some footage. That's probably what needs to happen. Try everything out. That's what I got to do.
That's actually a really great way to see Denver after the fact, too.
Yep.
Man on the mission.
Well, sorry, we got an undercover cop rolling down our street. It's just very distracting.
There's a lot of blinking going on, and I can't look away.
Yep. In 2025. That's a good one.
That's kind of accurate. I will admit, I'm not the fastest writer in the world purely because I get bogged down in details, which is hilarious because my job is all get it done and get it out the door.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, well, it's hard to edit what you think what you think needs to be in there and what doesn't.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Right. You want to try to include everything. But I'll make this reference, but it's totally different than what y'all do. It is I go to edit my videos and I try to edit out some of the silliness. But then again, that's why people are watching. So what do I cut out? You know, I think it's all right, but then I don't want to make it too dry. I want to make it just usually nonsense filled. I haven't done videos as quote unquote drunken one in a while. Most of my videos have been sober lately, and well, by golly, that's going to change, you know. but yeah, I gotta have a few, and then I'll do the thing, you know. And of course, y'all are again totally different than y'all. You're totally scripted, and you're giving these great information. Mine is just off the cuff and nonsense, but.
Right.
But then again, like I say, he's trying to weigh out what goes in there and try to keep up with some kind of time frame and such, you know. And I don't know. Again, it's totally different because y'all are also like that.
Yeah, man. There's plenty of range in the BrewTube community, and it continues to grow. I think. I subscribe to about everybody I could find who is still active in the BrewTube community. I think it's up over 350 active channels now.
Nice.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And more coming every day. I mean, every day. And it's hard to find those. You know, the one, I don't know if it was before your time or not, the one that could find the brand new YouTube channels that related to beer was Strat. That man, I don't know how he did it. How do you even find a brand new YouTuber that's putting out beer content? Sometimes I stumble into them. I'll look through like comments and stuff, and I'll see somebody new in the comment, and so I go, you know, see their channel from there. But otherwise, how did he find the? I'm talking about. He was like my third subscriber or something like that, and you know, it's like and he was like everybody's like first or third subscriber. You know, it's like, how do you even find this? How do you even look that up? You know.
There's a level of magic that I personally don't understand. I have Ryan curate my entire YouTube experience.
Yeah.
I'm like, there is a finesse to finding things you enjoy on YouTube that I just don't have.
There really is. And it's so easy to get sidetracked into something totally different than where you were at to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just so easy. At the end of the night, you're going, how did I even get here? You know?
And then you're talking about flat earthers and Bigfoot and whether or not Finland exists. I don't know.
Right? Nice. Oh, y'all are great.
Full circle.
Right. So there's that undercover thing at my 15-finger head resided. And now some marshmallow sitting on top of it. Not just a marshmallow sitting up there.
Oh, yeah. That is pretty.
Yeah, that's 9.2, 9.7. Woohoo!
Woo!
Yeah. I got my wee heavy that I brewed. Oh, it's been probably a month ago or more. It stopped bubbling. I've taken some samples. It kind of tastes like licorice a bit, and so I'm gonna let it sit. It come out to be. I did the math on it. It's like 11 point something. Don't quote me, but it's 11 point something ABV. It's a monster. So I'm gonna bottle it, and I'm gonna put it in. I've got a bunch of swing top bottles, and I'm gonna put it in those and let it sit for a while. Let it kind of mellow out because it was boozy. Put it in the glass and alcohol legs as if it were a bourbon or something or a wine or something. Oh my Jesus, yeah. So I gotta try to be patient with that. And so that was the wee heavy, and that it's a Scottish strong ale. And then there was still some, as I was brewing, there was still some sugars coming out of the mash tun. So I went ahead and made some more. Well, I ended up putting some pancake syrup in there. It was like a jug about yay wide, about like this thick, about yay wide, about yay tall. Used like a third of that in there.
That's gonna get you some booze.
And made a second batch. That thing's still bubbling as we speak. A month ago, you know. It's still bubbling. When I was cooking it up, when I was brewing it, it smelled like breakfast. You can smell it as syrup. So I did sample it. It's kind of thin in body. It was still very sweet when I sampled it, but a little thinner than the Wee Heavy. But I think it still turned out to be. It's turning out to be along the lines of a 6% itself. A little thin in the body. It's not a connoisseur's kind of beverage, but I got another 4 gallons of a 6%. What?
It tastes like breakfast.
Yeah, right.
I can work with that.
It'd be your breakfast stout or whatever. Your breakfast thing. Got these scrambled eggs.
Hey, man, I'll take a lot of things if they have anything to do with breakfast.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Now that right there is a strap yourself in kind of beer.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in bottles because I can see myself just ended up nose down if I put it in a keg. That was an expensive beer to brew. That thing was like $44, to brew that thing. It was a 5-gallon batch, but when I put it in the mash tun, it was as if I was doing a 10-gallon batch because I usually do like 10-gallon batches. It was enough grains for 10 gallons of beer in that one brew. So that's why it was so expensive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that was a little overkill. That's probably it is the most expensive beer I've brewed yet. The stout, on the other hand, is like $17 a 5-gallon bucket. So it was like $38 for the grains I got for 10 gallons.
Yeah, the Drunken One Dry Irish Stout is one of the most popular homebrew recipes online today.
It's the easiest. It's the easiest too. It's super simple. It's got one hop, just four varieties of grains and chocolate. And it's not really my recipe. It's actually my brew guy. All my stuff's like it's something like in a recipe book.
Oh no! You popularized it. It's yours.
Oh, I did too. Yeah. Thrash Metal Homebrew loved it. He did it on his three vessel system. Brand new in his brand new house. He sent that recipe to Craig Newberger. I don't know if he's brewed it yet. I haven't paid attention. But because see, Craig, he never was into stouts whatsoever. He was a Kolsch guy, and then he drank like a commercial stout and realized, what stouts are about. No pun intended, no rhyme intended. And then he said he wanted to brew it, so he got the recipe from Brian Fisher from Thrash Metal, and I don't know if he's brewed it yet though. But it's a really super simple recipe. If you have interest in it, let me know, and I can send it to you. And it's just plain and simple and a sheep. It's good. It's all right. It's all right.
Say, when we make our transition from extract kits only, can we please start with that?
Yeah, we could certainly do that.
Though,
for the extract version, just off the top of my head, it's 6 pounds of dark extract and 1 ounce of target hops.
Oh, you do have an extract version. All right, let's do
it. Yeah. And then, see, my recipe book. I say mine. It's not really mine. It's my brew guys. I'll show you. It might be a little dirty because it's been through a few brews.
All right.
See, that's the sign of a good recipe book, though.
That's right.
Yeah. It's just they're in columns, and so the third column is extract only. Let me click it to where I can see me. I won't do this well otherwise. And like I said, it's kind of dirty and stuff, but this column is extract only.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet.
This is partial. Pardon the dirty fingernails, and this is the all grain. So you can do it with your specialty hops and stuff. So you start with your extract, and then you got some other grains, or you can go simply all just this. But this is the whole all grain thing, and it's really pretty simple. You got some Irish Pale, some Dark Crystal. I'm reading it backward because it shows backward. And just a couple other things, but it's like a Guinness draft or Murphy's or Beamish stout. But like I said, it's like $17, $18 or whatever for that. And the only hop is just the Target. So this book I do or that I go through, for example, these are. I have to look at it first before I show you. Okay, for example, this one right here has several hops. What's the first thing it says? It's calcium chloride. So he would send you that, and so the ones marked A are the ones that go in at your 60-minute. It doesn't have a B, so your second hop drop after 40 minutes wouldn't be in this recipe. And then the C is like at flame out. Ones that are marked that have D, those are dry hop.
Sure.
That's I'm pointing the wrong way, but anyway, your IPAs or whatever that'd be dry hop. But this is just a common recipe book, and then on the front he's got the instructions that tell you how to do it. Yeah, just 1.25 quarts per pound at whatever temperature, blah blah blah. And it's a simple recipe and simple instructions, and it makes pretty good beer. It just makes pretty good beer.
That's a great book.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah, it all comes together, and they're not terrible. They're not terrible. Are they award winning? I don't know. Probably not, but they're just super simple.
Right, I love it. That's so cool. Yeah, you'll have to send me the stout recipe. I want to get on
exactly.
that.
Yeah. Well, I imagine if you did it like partial mash or whatever like that, which is not the same. That's kind of brewing the bag, and and your extract together. It's not difficult. It really isn't.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that'd be a bit different than just the extract itself.
Well, and I think we've gotten the extract down to kind of a science now at this point.
Oh yeah. Oh, I still brew extract every now and then, just to get one done. You don't have to mash. You don't have to sparge. You're not rinsing the grain. You don't have to do any of that. Right. You get the water hot. You know how it goes. You get the water hot. You put the goo in, and you start your brew. You start your boil. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it makes beer. So
I was gonna say,
I just made a really great beer.
I was about to brag on your great beer.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with those.
Ryan had a Hefeweizen out of Austin Homebrew.
Yeah, Austin Homebrew Supply. Yeah, they do great kits.
It is single-handedly the best beer you've brewed, and
yeah.
I don't think it's going to last through the end of the month.
No, it's going quick.
Yeah,
we're having people over tomorrow, and so far we've been the only people that have tasted it, and we're having problems keeping our hands off of it.
Right.
And coming over tomorrow, and it's just gonna fly, and it's all gonna be gone.
Yep.
Yeah. 5 gallons seems like a lot, but it's only just 2 cases. It's just 2 cases, and when it's so yummy like that, it's just not easy.
Yep.
Well, and you do a really good job of trying to brew seasonally.
Yeah.
So, like, you get something that's vaguely a little banana and a little clove and really clean. It's just like, yeah, I want to chug those.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's one of the reasons you ask why I make that Michelob clone. It gets hot down here, and I do like my stouts, and I can drink them any old time of the year, but when you've been out doing whatever and you come in, you just want to drink a beer, just get it down, just get you to, and those ones that are just easily what do they call it, quaffable? The ones that are very quaffable, get a couple of those down, and it kind of quenches the thirst, and a little buzz comes on, so even better. So all is well. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I was gonna say I used to work in landscaping seasonally, and there have been quite a few days where at the end of a 90-degree day next to the lake, you're like, I don't care what comes out of the bar. There's only one bar in this tiny town I have been gardening in for 8 hours. I will take whatever you have.
Yeah, just
as long as it is cold.
Indeed. Yeah.
Like, if I am sweat incarnate, covered head to toe in dirt, and you are willing to serve me a beer, I will drink whatever comes in the glass.
Right? Just give it to me. Bring me one of those.
Alcoholic.
Yeah, indeed.
This is really all I need. And now it's the thing of, okay, I'm outside. What can I sit on a fence post that's going to be fine when I remember it 15 minutes later?
Yeah.
It's not usually a Guinness.
Right. Yeah, there's And that recipe is only like a 4.2% if it all turns out right. It's not really a high ABV beer, so you can have a few of them. But yeah, in the middle of the summer, maybe not again. Maybe not one of those. But I don't know. I like a good heavy beer. It's probably when my belly's getting so round, but I like a good heavy beer.
I won't fight you on that one. I'll take a couple.
Yeah, I like to play games out in the garden. I will set the beer at one end of the row, and that's my right. Get all the weeds out or whatever you're doing there. You plant all the peas or whatever, and drink the beer.
And the faster you go, the colder you get it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We think a lot alike.
Yeah. That one was not with beer. I come from a rather dry family, unfortunately for me. But that was my mom's logic when we were on the tractor, because I would complain that the help me, thermos. I would complain that the thermos of water on the tractor got hot, and she goes, "Well, if you'd finish the hay faster, the thermos wouldn't be hot by the time you got to it."
There you go. Yeah. The way to go really is get you one of those thermal cups, so like a Yeti, or they got different brands, Yeti's brand new. But get you one of those and have it iced down before you start. Maybe start out with an ice water. What? Who said water? But that gets the thermos nice and cold. It gets it cold, and then just pour your beers in there. Keeps the bugs out. Keeps the beer cold. It's a win-win.
I was gonna say those insulated ones are life-changing.
They really are. Yeah, they really are.
Birdie Beard says I'll give you a sixer to mow my lawn.
It takes me 6 beers to mow the lawn.
I was gonna say if it's a rider on.
Yeah, right.
On the side.
Yeah. You got that same kind of cup where it keeps the grass clippings or whatever, right? You got one of those, some headphones. Shoot, man, I love to mow the lawn. It's so mindless. It's so easy. Get on the zero turn and just go with it, man. Got your big hat on, and just it's so mindless and stupid. You're mowing the lawn. You don't have to think about it. You jamming, you drinking. What?
I didn't know until we moved into this house that I hate mowing the lawn, because I've always had a riding lawnmower because we've never had less than an acre of lawn.
Oh, I see.
So we moved, well, not we, obviously. Growing up in the middle of nowhere, I've always had an acre of lawn. So we move into a place with a push mower, and I'm like, what is this magical contraption, and what do I do with it? And then it tows me across the lawn. I'm like, I don't like this anymore. This isn't fun.
How much do you have to mow? Is it?
Might be.
I don't mow anything.
She doesn't mow. I mow.
How long does it take to mow?
About a half hour, 40 minutes.
That's not so bad. Yeah, that's not so bad. That's okay.
Which, I mean, I'm used to it taking 2 hours and being fine with that, but I'm also sitting on the rider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The zero turn and some music. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, I don't hear nothing. Pop in those headphone things, and good to go.
We had a zero turn for about 4 minutes, and then Dad and I could not be trusted with the zero turn, and then...
What happened there?
We got into zero turn drag racing. I think we tried it out at a lawn store. I think they let us test drive it before we took it home, and Mom was fine, and Dad and I were like, how fast can we get this thing around?
Nice. Right? Why'd you do a wheelie? Look at this.
And Dad goes, no, it's like driving the Bobcat. And I went, oh, okay.
Yeah. She's driving the Bobcat. You're familiar with a Bobcat? Awesome. Yeah, it's a lot like that. Yeah, it's a lot like that.
It's exactly the same as a Bobcat, which, like, I'm sitting there holding these things doing the YMCA, and I'm like, what do we do? And they're like, no, it's like the Bobcat. I'm like, oh, okay, great. This is fine.
Yep. You do the Bobcat, I do the forklift.
I cannot do a forklift.
Yeah.
He can move boats. It's terrifying.
Eleno, cheers in Arizona. There we go. Kev, have a good night. Yeah.
Kev, it's bedtime.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's 4:20 over there. Ha, no pun intended. It's 6 hours ahead over there, so yeah, it's 4:20 over there. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go water the toilet seat. My wife loves it like that.
Oh, there you go. That's a good way to phrase that. I'm gonna use that.
Not allowed to use that because the guy at the brewery last night did.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was not
right.
a fan.
Yeah, that was kind of gross.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was not cool of that guy.
Public places, man. Public places.
Yeah, that's what we get.
It was 10. It was not even 10. It was like 9.
Yeah, he was going for it though.
Maybe he was part of the running club.
Yo, maybe so.
I have
a
a feeling they start early.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Hard to run drunk in the dark.
Yeah, they probably don't run after dark. That would be a little dangerous.
I mean, I can't walk down the street sober without tripping over sidewalk cracks, as evidenced by today's walk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it's a little.
It's not my fault. They jumped up and bit me.
I know, that's what happens. That's what happens.
I had nothing to do with it. It wasn't my fault.
I know. So, you know what's really cool about the beer tube community is that I think the live streaming portion has really grown, because I think we had I think there were 4 live streams going at once, 4 beer tube live streams going at once, which I think is really cool, especially for me, who is absolutely addicted to beer content. Sometimes to Brenda's dismay, but you know, I can't get enough. So seeing like 4 beer live streams at once is just absolutely excellent.
There are other beer people to talk to.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, see, you have that misfortune of like, you know where to shut off your beer nerdery in public, and I just don't. Like, I don't have a filter. If I have a fact, I have to share the fact.
Yep.
So suddenly somebody's talking about their beer and how dark it is. I'm like, actually, did you know about the SRM scale? Because I learned about this week. It is really fascinating, and here's what your beer means. What are you talking about? And why are you speaking?
Right. All right, Mr. Beard Nerds. Y'all growing your own yeast yet?
No, not yet.
I'm sort of growing my own yeast, but it has nothing to do with beer.
Right.
Oh, you know, usually when I mention yeast, my girl cringes because she thinks of the worst case scenario for yeast and girls. It's now, and then you just said that line, you know.
Wait a second. But sure.
Isn't that a pretty little sample down? I'm letting them settle out. I gotta pour off the top, and then I'm gonna pour off the top, make some more DME, feed them again. I feed them every 3 days. That's out of a little package. That's just one of those little sachets, or what you call them, and that's probably enough for three brews of beer. Why does it look weird on the camera? What's at the bottom? Oh, that's my stir bar. Okay, what's under there? What's that? The stir bar made it. Okay, right.
I mean, I could show you my kombucha SCOBY, but it kind of looks like snot. So.
But it's not. Okay, yeah, no. So, what do you know about kombucha? Yeah, there was one of our guys. He might have left before y'all really got in. His name is Dan Disselets, better known as F It Let's Brew.
No. Well.
He does kombucha. He got. I think he had to quit drinking, but he still does. He makes cheese now, and he drinks that kombucha stuff, and I know nothing about it.
So basically, it's just a fermented tea. So you make a really strong sweet tea, and what you do is you take a SCOBY, which is an acronym. It stands for symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast.
Oh, you learned me something there. Thank you. All right.
Huh?
I said you just learned me something. I tried to say that in my most Texas accent.
But yeah, so you take basically like a southern level sweet tea.
Yeah.
They're straightening sweet. And then you stick the SCOBY on top, and the yeast and the bacteria in the SCOBY work, and they break down the sugar the same way you do beer.
Right.
Keep it out of the sun, dark closet, well ventilated. It does its thing, and then you do a second ferment in a sealed container. Add a little priming sugar, and you get I like Chatham's visual pronunciation of kombucha.
Right.
So you do a second ferment with priming sugar. It gets bubbly and sweet, and it's very. If you like sours, kombucha's a really kind of obvious.
Oh, okay. It's like that. Yeah, like sour. I've only had just a couple of sour beers. Yeah, Average Joe, now known as Beer PA Troll, like Patrol. Yeah, he sent me a box of things and it had a sour in there. Okay, so what is the alcohol ABV of the?
Less than 0.25%.
Yep, none to under 0.25%. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I made my own sauerkraut, and that's like airlocks and the whole thing, just like brewing, but again, no alcohol. But that was when you think of sauerkraut, you think of vinegar. No, this was a brine. This was salt water, heavy salty water, and made for some great. And it's really good for you. Actually, it's good for your gut. It's good for your intestines and stuff. But okay, so kombucha, right? But there's no alcohol in it.
Nope, almost none. Which is really great because it's got that very fermented. You can make vinegar out of it too if you just leave it go a little long, which I've done because it's a really great substitute for like apple cider vinegar and stuff.
Okay.
Which I tend to use if we're doing dressings, just because it's not as harsh. Or
okay.
If you're doing a marinade with like a lighter meat, it works really well. Just because it doesn't have like that breakdown.
Yeah, a little Italian seasoning or something to go with it. Right. Yeah. So okay. Now, what is the
apple cider vinegar and just let a batch of kombucha go along? Actually, it was while we were in Scotland. I just let it go.
So what's the base of it again? I'm sure you told me, but I forgot or didn't hear or something. What is it? Sweet tea. Sweet tea. All right. Yeah. Okay. Paint me stupid. Oh, we're doing. All right. All right. I like to learn, and yeah, I'd be happy to try that.
I really enjoy it, and it's again that probiotic rich, like really good for you.
Yeah, it's good for your gut. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
And I kind of slacked off on it, so all of my scobies died, so I have to regrow a new one. But I had enough old batches.
How often do you hear that? My SCOBY died. I got to grow a new one. It's like, do you need to see a doctor about that, young lady?
I mean, maybe, but it's working for me so far.
Right. That's cool. Let me go set this over on a record.
Like brewing, but with 1/4 of the time and twice the reward.
Yeah, it really goes quick for sure.
It's a quick reward system, and I like the flavoring factor too, because you can put anything and everything you want in there.
Right.
So we've done everything. My first batch was probably a year ago. Actually, it was almost exactly a year ago because Facebook told me so. I did like strawberry mojito.
Yeah,
strawberries and lime and cane sugar. And
so I guess the tea acts says I'm not really wise about chemicals, and I'm not the chemistry guy, Mr. Ryan, and so I guess the tea acts as like tannins, as like
yep.
Right. Okay. So when it's all said and done, you're getting a pretty neutral base.
Yes.
And so you can flavor it as you like.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get it. I'm not as dumb as I look.
I typically now do a mix of black and green tea because when you do your first ferment, you can't use anything that would have like an oil in it. So any sort of like herbal tea or like an Earl Grey or something that's got a citrus oil kills the SCOBY. But in your secondary ferment, you can do whatever you want. So I usually do a mix of black and green teas so it comes out really neutral.
Yep.
Because black tea, I found I was getting a lot of that really drying tea scent, which if I'm drinking a cup of tea, I like, but if I'm adding flavorings to it, it was getting a little limited.
I see. Okay.
So I just went super neutral with it, and I do all sorts of crazy weird fruits in it.
Yeah.
Whatever's at the farmer's market that week or whatever I can get cheap.
Indeed. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Do y'all do wines? Do y'all make wines at all?
We should. So neither one of us are wine people, but I think it's just because we haven't found like what we like yet.
Yeah, we probably need to give it more of a chance than we do.
We need to do a tasting because if other people drink my beer, they get confused as to why I don't like wine. Especially with some of like the weirder, funkier sours.
Right.
Meat base that like connect a lot with red wines.
Yeah. Okay.
I get told a lot that I should drink red wine.
Oh yeah, wines are almost too easy. I don't overthink them whatsoever. But like my beer, but it's just fruit juice and sugared it with some table sugar, and just don't make it to where the yeast can't eat it, because you'll get to a point when you're sugaring that you've actually made a syrup, like a heavy syrup, and the yeast won't even try. It's like, no, you made a preservative here. That's why they package. That's why they package a lot of things in heavy syrup, because it acts as a preservative. Nothing can grow in that. It's just too sweet.
Try to make though as a cider.
We should.
Should try.
I don't know why we.
Cider's super easy. Yeah, cider's super easy. Yeah.
We're super cider drinkers, and we live in one of the most apple-rich producing areas.
Oh, hell yeah!
For Christ's sakes, we invented half of the apples.
Yep, that's right.
Wow. Oh, no.
From the U of M, we made apples.
Oh, you get you some carboys, like the not demijohns. Yep. Get you a few of those, and I buy mine. I don't actually buy the glass. I buy the Carlo Rossi or whatever it is in those jugs. It's like $10 for the wine. So you get the wine as a gift, and then you have a right, and then you still have that demijohn to work with. Make you up some, or start with just putting some in small containers. Put cinnamon in one, put vanilla in another one, and just play with it. Find out what works for you. And just get some cider yeast and play with it. I mean, down here our apples aren't so they're not everywhere like they are there. So here you go to the dollar store, get something with no preservatives, and you tip out half a glass worth, maybe 8 ounces of it, to make room for your sugars that you're going to put in there, and then just drop some yeast in there, and your cider yeast. And then whatever flavorings you want to put in there, like I said, cinnamon or vanilla or a combination of both. It could be anything, just whatever. And fit you an airlock on there some which way, and let her go. Play with it. It's so easy. But if you have apples around you, then you should be able to go to some place where they've got the cider that is like unfiltered and unpasteurized. It doesn't have any preservatives in it, so you should be able to find like the best stuff where you live.
Yeah.
You should be able to find the cream of the crop where you live.
Well, and I mean, we do sauce and stuff, so like it's not even hard to get from apple to cider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's almost a shame that we haven't done it yet.
I know. We gotta get on it.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Gotta get on it.
Did we run everybody off? Hopefully it wasn't me.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's all good. They don't know what they're missing.
No worries.
Your channel's blowing up. I see 1.1K out down there. Your channel's blowing up. I'm
doing great lately. Been very excited about it.
People are seeing you. Like I said, your stuff is awesome. I'm gonna click into a couple of things here, see if I can't find your channelistics. And I give you. Do you do TubeBuddy at all? Do you know anything about that?
Oh yeah, I use TubeBuddy. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, man, you picked up 178 subscribers in the last 30 days.
You bet. Yeah, it's been great.
Awesome. Good night. You got 10,000 views in the last 30 days.
Yes. Yeah, it's been great since about
You only put out 5 videos, but you got all these views. Oh my god.
Yeah,
that shows your content is awesome, dude.
Since September or December. I've really seen a nice chunk of growth. So
what did you do on April 18th that got so much attention?
April 18th was when my 1,000 subscribers special came out with all the different beer reviewer types. Yeah.
Yeah. That went over well. That's awesome.
Yeah, that video was a lot of fun to make. Just kind of.
I need to go back. I try to watch all your videos. There's so much to watch, and I try not to skip yours for sure because I really enjoy your content. And it's not just because I'm here and talking to you, but I really do enjoy your content. Yeah, sometimes there's just so many people to watch. I need to unsub a bunch of people because they don't sub me or they don't watch me or whatever. I don't know. There's just so much to watch. There's just so much to watch. You know.
Oh, I know. I hear you. I had to kill my subscription list a little bit. It got a little unruly at some point.
Right. Well, see, a lot of my numbers look big, but mine are like sub for sub things, and I'm trying to weed through these people, and I don't know how to do it exactly. And so it's like, I don't know you. I've never seen you, and I've been ditching a bunch of people myself. My numbers look big, but they're not watching my stuff. You know, they're a bunch of dead subs, is what it amounts to, really. And so, yeah,
we still got great videos. I love watching.
Oh no, I appreciate that, but no, I get a bunch of people that like they're gamers and they never seen me once, and I'm subbed to their channel, so I'm a number on their channel, but I don't watch their stuff, so I'm a dead sub to them inevitably. So. When YouTube went through and did the whole binge and purge thing or whatever not too long ago, that helped out. But yeah, there's still a bunch of people that they don't watch me, and I don't care about a number. I don't care about that sub number. It means nothing to me. I'd rather have 100 subscribers that watch me each and every time. You know.
That's right. I totally agree.
Honestly. Yeah, it's just a number. She's back. Shh.
Stop talking about her.
I was talking to Brenda, I think, while you were getting another beer or something, about how I thought it was really cool that I think there were 4 live streams, including mine, going at once on the BeerTube community. And I'm just like, oh, it's so great. We have all this stuff to watch. I just get so excited.
Oh, it really is. Yeah, there really is. But there's only 2 here, and I don't know who's here exactly, but there's a bunch of drama on some of those. They're just, I don't know. I don't need any drama in my life. Just life is drama filled enough.
Too right, man. Too right.
Yeah, I don't need all that in my life. So I just try to stay away from it, you know.
We're here for the beer.
Yep, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. We're here for the beer. Exactly. Maybe I'm not subscribed. Yeah. Blue Nose was on when it comes to beer community, and you probably have your subs people that I'm probably not even maybe or something. But yeah, there's so many red dots to look at, and each time you look at one of those red dots is a chance that you really could be watching some videos. But you know, you know what I'm saying. But I'd much rather spend time with somebody live than watching a video.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a lot of fun, all in all. I can't complain. So you have the subs. Do you have the watch time on your channel?
Yeah.
Do you have AdSense? Are you getting paid?
No, not since the call. I was under the 1,000 subscriber mark.
So your channel is
that call. I just recently passed that, and now I think I'm just under the watch time threshold too. So it'll come along.
Oh, okay. So you don't have the watch time yet. Yeah, okay. Right, yeah. I've got the subs, but my watch time is so lacking, But doing these streams like this is good for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very good. Yeah, it's very good. I just there's not that much. I guess there's money in it if you get big enough. I generated a whole $46, which I haven't seen yet. Thank you, YouTube. but I know I didn't meet the watch time thing, but that's all good. It's just a hobby. I never expected making money out of it.
That's right.
It'd be nice if we pay for like every other brew or something. I'm not looking to get rich, but hey, can I at least drink for free?
Wouldn't that be the life?
Yeah, wouldn't it just? I know. Hey, what's his name? I can see his face on CraigTube. CraigTube. He's been making kits forever. He's getting paid to make kits. He's getting paid to make kits. But he was. I think anybody who has started with the beer community or any kind of brew tube or beer tube thing has watched Craig.
No doubt.
Yeah, somewhere along the
line. He is the BrewTube icon for sure.
He really is. Yeah. And how about I can't pronounce his name, but I could probably spell it. Maybe Terp's Korean kid. He's okay. I'll see if I can't. I'm not sub to him, to be very honest. But he was around since like he was a kid. He was putting balloons on things to use as airlocks and stuff. Now he's got his own brew shop,
Nice.
Or like SJ Poor, he's probably one of those big icons of everybody knows him. Of course, yeah, I think he does that mainly for the promotion of his shop too. But
right.
Yeah.
Burning Beard, cheers. A new Imperial Stout, rolling the buzz. Let's go.
I was saying, I'm liking the way he's operating.
That's right.
LOL.
As I switched to a water.
Russian Imperial.
Well, we're getting up again. We always do streams. We have to get up the next day because we never think ahead to not freaking do it.
We're up to 4 watching now.
All right, let's go.
Woo!
Let's go.
Party.
All right. Do you have to get up tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday.
I'm dragging him to one of my favorite festival of garage sales in the area tomorrow.
Yeah, it's one of the more upscale neighborhoods in the city.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They do garage sales and they have some nice stuff going on over there.
Yes, sir. No, I would be on that too. Yeah, I know how it goes. Yeah,
and there's nothing I enjoy more than sorting through other people's stuff.
Well,
A, because I'm nosy. B, because I'm frugal. So it's just the best combination of what do other people have and what are they doing?
Well, and the shame is that those people in those neighborhoods, like you're talking about, have really nice things that they don't have. They feel is not worth anything, or little anyway. And so you can pick up some hella deals in places like that.
And the one we're going to tomorrow is one of those places where I will go through the free box and find things that I would pay for in every other neighborhood's garage sale.
Right.
So they're tossing out things that I would usually be 25 cents to $1 on. I'm like, yes, please. I will take your entire set of plates.
There is nothing wrong with that. I'd be all over that. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, fish is here.
Especially considering this week I managed to break the handle off the shovel. I realized the lawn, because we don't have a house yet, so I don't have all of the things I want to need. But I was retrenching a flower bed in the front yard, broke the handle off the shovel, realized that the leaf rake doesn't have a handle that was left in the garage from the last homeowner. Can't find my hard rake that I probably left at a community garden. And I don't have 4 other things. Oh, and we don't have a hose.
Oh no! Wow.
We're silly.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome.
Burning Beard hanging out in the chat. You're pretty right.
Burning Beard, don't worry. There's a really great brewery in the neighborhood
that
we will definitely be going to.
That's right.
That's awesome. But Ryan, you don't like to go to these estate sales and
no. I enjoy it a lot more now than I used to. But I've gotten some good things. I got my grill. I got a good neighborhood garage sale. She told me about. I usually
$10 grill.
Yeah, I usually end up getting some good stuff. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, those estate sales and stuff. Yeah, I hit them up every time I get a chance. We have a local flea market around here, but it's mainly you got to pick and choose through there. If you go, you want to go early, find the best deals, move quickly to where you can find everything, or give the guy some earnest money to hold it back till you make it back around. There's nothing wrong with that. That's recycling in a fashion. Some people make money, and let's say one person's trash, another one's treasure. Yeah, right. They didn't want that grill, but it probably was cooked off of twice. The guy realized he couldn't cook, You know, the half of the grill is still shiny, the other half is totally burnt, but a little elbow grease and some wire brush SOS pad or something, and good as new. You know?
Oh yeah,
too right.
Well, and it's fun because I mean, obviously, growing up on a farm, you get a little different mindset of like, well, this is what we have, so this is what's going to be worked with. Yeah, and I think it's fun kind of coming around to that, dare I say it, the millennial mindset of like, we're killing industries. And I'm like, mine is the throwaway goods. Like, I'm just over that sort of lifestyle. I don't want to buy brand new items for 6 times as much when
exactly.
Buy pillows for 25 cents a piece.
And the best stuff was made years ago. It's not the new stuff. Everything, cars included, are made to be disposable now. You crash it, okay, it's broke. We totaled it. Get another one. Here's your insurance money, or just I mean anything, any old thing, really. You know, just. A meat grinder, for example, you go and find a motorized meat grinder nowadays compared to a grinder from years ago. It's just, I mean, just any old thing, really, any old thing.
Excuse me, motorized meat grinder, you mean that plastic attachment for the front of your KitchenAid?
Right, there you go.
We were going, oh God, wedding registries. We were going through the KitchenAid attachments. And every 4 minutes, it was like, Ryan, do we need an ice cream maker? Do we need a pasta roller? Do we need a slicer and dicer? Do we need a spiralizer?
There you go. See, you can make your own sausage.
On the front of your mixer.
Right, it's like, oh yeah.
Like, you don't need to stick any of those things on the front. Like, no, your meat grinder should be solid steel. If you drop it, it should go straight through to the basement. You should have to clamp it onto the table.
Oh my goodness.
I have made me some pickle relish once or twice.
All right.
This is not a meat grinder, that's a toy.
Nice.
If the scrapyard takes it for less than $5 in weight money, it's not a meat grinder.
All right. What did you get yourself into? See, you got a whole other year to think this through, don't you? No, you got to keep her. She's a mess, but I like her.
That's right.
Not that my opinion makes a damn bit of difference, but she's a keeper, that one. Yeah.
See, Burning Beard is on the yard sales too.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's on board. Everybody's on board.
There's nothing wrong with that. And just a little repair sometimes, or a fresh coat of paint makes it all better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I don't mind. I would rather fix something than to buy it. You know.
I mean, if we're totaling the room right now, we're sitting on chairs that were $2 a piece at Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And make the cushions on top of a table that was $5 at a garage sale.
Mm-hmm.
In front of a lounger that I got off the curb. Mm-hmm. Next to a toolbox I got off the curb. On top of a table that was $1 at a yard sale.
Yep.
So we're up less than $10. That's awesome.
That's right.
We're good.
Yeah. And things that seem a little outdated or broken or whatever, I take to Habitat for Humanity. We have one fairly local. And they say, well, what do you think it's worth? I said, I don't care. I don't want anything for it, because I guess you can tell them what you think it's worth, and they'll give you a receipt and take it off your taxes or whatever. I don't know. I'm an electrician, so a lot of times they take down like ceiling fans. There's nothing wrong with them. They were spinning before I took them down. They're a little outdated, and I'll take them down and take them up to the Habitat for Humanity thing, and they'll resell them to build other things. I'm all about recycling. Yeah, there's not a darn thing wrong with that.
I was going to say, entire houses in my lifetime have been built out of the Habitat Restore.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's the best for cases where you're like, oh, I bought one extra box of flooring. Because, especially with flooring, you're like, I'm never sure exactly how this is going to go down. And like, God forbid you cut the tongue and groove laminate the wrong way, and you're like, everything is terrible.
Yep.
So you buy the extra box, and okay, well, everybody buys the extra box. Pretty soon you're a house into this, and everybody's got matching flooring.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, it's only one extra box, but that's enough to do that bathroom or that closet or whatever. It's going to make sense to somebody.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Say, we've both
end tables, knives, TV stands, score. Yeah, exactly. Right. Indeed. All kinds of whatever. Cookware. All kinds of cookware.
Too right. All right, Drunken One. I think we're gonna shut it down for the night.
Drunken One. He's gotten sick of us.
No. Gotta get up in the morning. We gotta hit those sales.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, that's right.
So much coffee.
That's right. And I'm the morning person, not you. So
I'm not.
That's right.
All right, guys. Well, I've had a great time. Thanks so much for having me in.
Yeah, it's always great to talk with you. I love it every time.
I enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good night. Cheers, everybody.
Take care. Good night, chat room. Night, Miss Brenda.
See ya.
Yeah.